went backslided. I was in condemnation. I condemned myself. I felt like I was not worthy. God didn't love me. I feel like I had let God down, and because I was into fornication and I was drinking. That's something I'll share next time about the whole experience and all that. And there was just too much going on in my life. I had a lot of doubt in myself. I had stopped serving at church. So it was a very tough time.
Hi everyone, my name is Sharon Mirembe.
Hi, I'm Victoria Merab Akinyi, and I'm here with Sharon. We are going to be sharing our 42 days of fasting testimony with you guys.
So how was the lockdown, Victoria?
The lockdown was, I really can't just explain it with one word because it involved a lot of things. But first and foremost, I would like to let you guys know when hearing us that we are born again Christians and we believe in Christ, and I feel we enjoy salvation. I enjoy salvation personally, and God has been great. So the lockdown was one of the most important moments in my life, like my entire life. That's all I can say.
Okay, anyway, to take us back to how it started, that day I had gone to spend a night at her place, and the following day, that's when a beautiful, lovely, handsome president announced the lockdown, and I was stuck in someone's home. But I thank God that it really happened at that time, because for me it wasn't really planned to start someone's home for that long, but she will share her testimony.
Okay, so actually, you know what, it actually played out well for me as well, because first of all, the day she came to my place, the day she called me and told me she's coming to my place, did you call me or did you just show up?
I called you.
Oh, okay. The day she called me, I was planning to go and see someone. Okay, this person is also part of my testimony. Like, yeah. So this guy, like, I was in a very toxic relationship with this person, and I had tried getting out of the relationship many times. It wasn't actually a relationship; it was more like a friend with benefit. And this is something I discovered after dating him for like 3 years. I was with him for like 3 years, and that's when I discovered women. Friend with benefits kind of relationship. So I got stuck in the relationship. It was so toxic. And he later on, after 6 years, told me he wanted us to date. So the lockdown actually happened a week after us starting to date. So we had just dated for 1 week. And then the evening when I was planning to go to his place to tell him I don't feel like I should continue this relationship because my heart didn't feel at peace. Yeah. This is something I had wanted. I wanted to date this boy for a very long time. I had desired to have a relationship with him, have a future with him. And it doesn't make sense that immediately when he asked for us to do this, I started feeling different about it. Like everything just started coming into place, like all the things that had happened. Everything just started, like it's like I had an eye opening, a veil was taken off me, and I was just seeing him for who he was, and everything that I had gone through was just unveiling. So I kept asking myself, am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to be in this relationship? So when Sharon called me that evening, I was like, okay, let me go back home. I'll go the next day and I'll see him and I'll break up with him. I'll tell him I can't. Because all I wanted, all my heart desired was to spend time with God, try and know God. Because trust me, this relationship had taken me off God, like literally I had backslid. So yeah, now I'm there. I was actually in Chiembe downtown buying fabric and all that, and I was thinking I should can't see this guy, she can't see him and end this relationship. Then around the same time, I think that's when Sharon called me. So I was like, let me just go home. I'll make sure I go and see him early morning tomorrow, spend the day there and do all this, like break up with him and all that. So yeah, I reach home, and in the night, our lovely president, as she said, announces the lockdown. And little did I know that this was my day, like my turning point. God had planned this. Like, he says his plans are not known to man. He has great plans for us according to his word in Jeremiah 29:11. And this was my time. Like, this was my lockdown. Like, guys, it was my lockdown.
Oh,
But yeah. So yeah, that's how. And I think maybe you also didn't know, but God sent you to me.
I did, but I remember after him announcing the lockdown, I had to call home and tell them, you know what, I'm going to stay here for some time because I could not walk from where I was to my home, which is quite far. But I remember I had a plan. I had so many plans to the extent that she told me, if you have plans, you have better go back to your home. Because my days were really like full. Even during that lockdown, I only had like 2 hours for you.
It's not had a timetable, you guys, like a whole timetable. Trust me, I think we're going to share the timetable as well with you people. She had a timetable, and on this timetable, she had limited time to like have, she would call it me time. I was not even part of her me time. Like, she had her me time where, and she's in my house. Like, she's in my house, she has her me time, and I'm not part of that me time. And
you were in a way.
No, I was not. Actually, the only time I was part of her time was when she wanted to catch a movie. She'd be like, okay, Vicky, come and watch this movie. And this was like for 1 hour. And then when she's done with the movie, I'm going to bed, I need some quiet time. And you won't believe, during the time she would say she's going to bed, she would refuse to sleep in my bed. She's like, she's going to sleep in the living room. And at night, I used to have,
because I needed more time myself to do what I was supposed to do. That's why.
No, I know she needed her time, but then now me having her in the house, to me it was a plus, because I used to have weird dreams. I used to have very, very bad dreams. I would have these night attacks. I don't know if you guys have had them, but I have a couple of friends I've talked to have had them, where you're sleeping and you've just gone to bed, you're not yet asleep, and you can't move a finger. It's like something is over you. You can't move your body. You can't breathe. You can't do what. You try to scream. No one can hear you. So I used to have those kinds of attacks, and I would scream, Jesus, and nothing was happening. Like, I would struggle. So the fact that she was here, I was like, okay, so at least now I have company. If I need, like, if I feel I'm being strangled by these demons or whatever,
to hold me.
Yeah, like she'd probably turn and her hand would knock me or something. Then I would like wake up. But the little Missy, as she is, decides to go to the living room. So I'm left in the bedroom alone. And yeah.
Anyway, for me, it all started from a point where I knew that I was on a mission. I always tell her that I never want to waste any time. I never want to waste any day, because I know like every day has something for me to do. I know at times it's quite too serious for some people, but again I realized that the more we do the right thing, that's the more we encourage people like Victoria to follow through. Yes, because I understand that it is so easy for us to compromise what we have been called to do. But at that point, I wasn't compromising anything, and I would tell her, no, I love you, but I cannot do ABCD. I love you, but I need more time myself to do what I'm supposed to do. And I believe it encouraged you or inspired. I don't know. Maybe
actually, so much. Like, to me, that's why I still feel the lockdown. I feel like it was meant for me, like personally. Because everything aligned. First of all, her showing up at my house, number one, that aligned so well, because her spiritual life was in a better position than I was spiritually. I had backslided. I was in condemnation. I condemned myself. I felt like I was not worthy. God didn't love me. I felt like I had let God down, and because I was into fornication and I was drinking. This is something I'll share next time about the whole experience and all that. And there was just too much going on in my life. I had a lot of doubt in myself. I had stopped serving at church. And so having someone like her with a schedule, with a plan, at first it felt like this chick is being bougie. Like she's trying to show off here in my house. I almost didn't want to give her my food. I was going to like call home and let them send you food. Anyway, so I took advantage of that. I asked her to help me also develop a similar timetable, which she helped me with. And during that time, when you look at her timetable, there was Bible study time, there was prayer time, and we were fasting. Yeah, that's one thing. She was fasting, so I decided to join her and start fasting with her. So we were fasting and praying, and we would just have time where we pray separately.
Yes,
separately.
It's okay. My check one.
There are times when we would pray separately, and then there are times when we would pray together when we are concluding our prayers. So it was just a lot of praying, and then she introduced me to the amazing ladies. God, those ladies transformed me. Like they were like my mentors. They were like the big sisters, you know, those big sisters that every girl needs in life. Better together. Yeah. Oh God, guys, you should check out their YouTube channel. Better Together.
They're amazing.
These ladies, especially Stephen Ike, I still follow her till date. And Sissy Wines. Actually, I keep telling her she smiles like Sissy Wines. Smile. So it was just amazing, right? I kept on watching these ladies, and she introduced me to them, and they would share different topics, they would share stuff. And there's actually this time when Nicole also shared her story, how she got into a bad relationship, and how the relationship messed her up, how she got married separately, and then got out of the marriage and got into something better. So like these ladies were like those big sisters, and that little sister that I had here was my big sister at that moment, because she was like giving me direction and all that. Literally, I would say the Holy Spirit was using her. Like God brought her to me. Actually, I've never even told her this, but God brought her to me. Literally, I feel like you coming to my place was not a mistake. No, for real, it wasn't a mistake, and sorry, it wasn't by mistake. It was God's will. Whenever I look back at it, I've told everyone that I've met when I testify about what happened with me. It was God that brought you to me. It's God that brought you, because she helped me realize that I should not condemn myself. Like she helped me see God in a different perspective. I literally started doing Bible study. I used to wonder how people read the Bible and take notes, like how. And yet I had been saved since P5. I was in church. But then this was me serving the God of my mom. I had not known God to a deeper level, to a personal level. And this time was just the time for me. It was amazing. So literally, your whole timetable thing really helped me so much.
Serious timetable.
Yeah, your serious timetable. It put me in line, like literally put me in line. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't take the credit, because I know that for sure everything about me has been like God leading, because I really let Him lead the way that may decrease as He increases in me. That time, at some point I felt small. I felt like, you know what, I'm not a good friend, because I wasn't like present. Yes, I was present for only 1 hour or 2, I think in the afternoon, and then at night before we sleep. Yeah. But I thank God that I was consistent in doing what I was called to do at that point. I remember there was a time when I would just go to a hotel in Miega, I don't know, it's called the Hundreds or the 1000.
Yeah, 1000.
And just sit by myself and do something, because I had a project, I was writing something. Yeah, so I needed more of like leaning in and listening to God, because I had to download from like that heavenly download of I could not do that in a busy place, in a noisy place, or maybe
I
know.
I wanted her around. I was like, you should tell me.
I totally understand. It's just that each time maybe like we are talking, at times our voices are louder than the inner voice. That's why at times, we are called to ourselves, and then just like to listen more and lean in. That's what I was doing. I didn't mean that to and her home was so quiet, but I needed more time and more quiet space.
Alone.
Yes, alone to do, not me, but to do good. Yeah. Yes.
Because I would, I think, interrupt when I go to the kitchen and all that, and she smells the food from the kitchen. She forgets that the Holy Spirit is talking.
No, but
Anyway,
I
I'm
thank
just
God for those
messing with
42 days, because much as you were learning from me, I was also learning from you. Because it's a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing. I may not be able to touch base of what I learned, but there's so many things that I learned from her as well. I remember the time when we went out. I think it was close to either the last days. We were from church, then we went out for ice cream, and then when we sat and you just poured your heart out, and I remember I broke down that day because in my heart, I don't know, I was like, okay, am I really a good friend? I've really been there for my friends. She was going through so much that I didn't know, and it was terrible, guys, that I broke down, and I kept just praying to her that, you know what, God, use me for like each time we like tell him, here I am, send me. We don't know where he's sending us, and I believe that my audience is not on that pulpit or whatever it's called, or and that like a big congregation. I believe my audience is where, like, whenever he takes me somewhere or to someone, that is my audience. And that's what I constantly do, or consistently do, that asking him that, you know what, I never want to lose sight of what you're doing, because I'm after big numbers, because I know for sure that God is after this one soul. So whenever he brings that one soul, I want to be in tension with that one soul. At times, the kind who is too serious for my friends.
Yeah, she's very, very
yeah,
serious.
I know that, and like the moments I want to tone down, but I can't, because my friends are also being yes.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
Yes,
that's
right.
true. But as you say, like, God uses you in different ways. I just wanted you to know that, yeah, like, even for us to get to this point, guys, where we're doing this, literally, it's God that brought us. Because in 2020, before I had a transformation in my life, that was the first lockdown.
Was that 2020?
Yeah. The first lockdown, I was still in a terrible shape. I was renting a place in Nadia, and the whole environment was different. I had friends, these people would drink freely, party, like throw parties and all that.
Can I just cut you short? I'm sorry to do that, but I've just been reminded that like the Bible says that bad company corrupts good character. So also the person that you work with or you spend more time with, they are at times, I don't know, but they do so much. They either make you or break you.
That's totally true. I would never disagree with that, because I've seen it for myself. As I've told you, the first lockdown was a totally different experience than my last lockdown. And I got my transformation in my last lockdown. That's when I would literally say that I gave my life to Christ. Because I gave my life to Christ in P5, but I didn't know him the way I got to know him this time around, because this was way different. It was in a much better level. Like, I knew him as a friend. I got to know him as, like, there was this strong connection I had with him in this second lockdown. But then in the first lockdown, what happened that I wanted to share actually, the Spirit of God told me, like the inner man, he told me to start up a testimony channel and get to share my testimonies and get people, because people usually don't get enough time at church to share their testimonies, and people have a lot they've gone through that they could share that could help other people. So the Spirit told me to start up a testimony channel, and I was like, how am I going to do that? I'm like, I can't even testify because I'm filthy right now. I'm having the worst life. I started blaming myself. I started looking at all the things, condemning myself for all the wrong in me. But little did I know that God had his own plan to transform me. So when you called me and told me you wanted us to share the testimony, tried, you know, like literally. That's why I bought the tripod. One broke, I got another. It's okay. So I got another, and I was like, God, what's happening? You get it? I was like, what's happening? I tried recording, trust me, I tried recording, and it failed. I could not. I was trying to record, like nothing. Like I felt like I was stuck. So I was like, "God, do you really want me to do this? I'm so stuck." And I was doing this like 1 month back. Yeah, before she called me, so it was 1 month back, and I was struggling. So I kind of put it on a hold, and my boyfriend asked me if I've started doing the channel, like I've started with the recording. Yeah, I have a very long boyfriend right now. It was a testimony for
I think that from the time the lockdown.
We actually
Anyways,
it's a story for next time. We shall share that next time. But yeah, God bless me with a very, very amazing boyfriend. I'm so proud of him. Yeah. So yeah, he was like, Merab, you're supposed to be doing your channel. What's up? What's happening? And he had sent me like he has gotten me like to use and make sure I have everything. So he's like, Merab, you now have the light. You got a good phone. You should start recording. And then I tried, and I was like, I've tried, but then give me some time. So when you called me, to me this was a confirmation, because right now I'm here in front of the camera for the very first time, having my first YouTube video. Like, what I'm doing for this, like for real. Because the last time I ever did a YouTube video, I was actually applying for something, and now with this sharing my life, sharing my testimony, it was hard. It was very hard. So I just want to say glory to God. People both love me. I don't know how you, but God really loves you as well. Yeah. God has so much love. Like, you need to tap into that love, that relationship with Him. It's the best thing that can ever happen to someone. Because by the time the lockdown was taking place, it was ending. Trust me, I was in a toxic relationship that I would never ever thought that I would get over. I thought I would never get out of this relationship. I tried. I fasted, I prayed, I broke up with a guy, left. My friend told me, if you want to get over him, date other people, be with other people. I dated other people, I got into other relationships, and it was so hard. I'm always coming back to this guy. It was too toxic, it was too much. I endured so much. I got to a point where I was drinking, like over drinking, I got up and smoke weed. Like, I feared going to the pulpit. Each time I would be at church, they would tell me, oh, we can only interpret, I would find the reason not to be in the pulpit. And I had to teach Sunday school. Yeah, I used to have to teach Sunday school, but each time I was in a class, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to teach. I'll help you coordinate the kids and make sure they're not shouting. So when the devil brings sin in your life and he puts you to that place where you've been into sin, anybody who has been into fornication, you begin having judgment for yourself, like you condemn yourself, and he draws you away from God, because you start saying that you're not worthy to be in front of God, you're not worthy to be before God, and it draws you further and further from God, because it starts one step, like you think you're doing it, and next time you're like, no. There's even a point this guy told me, Sunday school teacher, catch up with I was like, oh God. Like literally, you people, like the devil will use sin to take you to a point where you're alone. I was at this place where I was alone. I would smile with people, I was around people, but the amount of things we're going through was just beyond me. Like it was too much. I had the worst life. Like it was terrible. But then God used just 42 days. 42 days like to transform me. Like this was my turning point. It's the time I got to know God. I got to know Him for who He truly was. Like thanks to Sharon, I got to study my Bible. Yeah, like, that's why I keep telling her God brought her to my place that day. It wasn't about anything more. Like as much as she wanted her alone time to do her book reading and write her book when she achieved something in that time. But I feel I achieved more. Like literally, where you use the Spirit to come to my life. this is someone I had had in my life for a very long time. But then, with all the time we had spent together in each other's life, these 42 days in my house were the best days of my life I had ever spent with any friend. Like, they were so full, like so much. And by the time that lockdown was ending, I got to a point where this guy would call my number and I would not pick up. And she was like, Victoria, do you want to pick up? What are you going to say? Do you think you should? And all that. She was not even controlling me. Like, she would let me have the liberty. If you want to pick up, it's okay. But then the Spirit just gave me the strength, and slowly by slowly I moved on. You people, I moved on. Like, it was shocking. I would not go a day without thinking about this guy, without calling him, without wanting to be around him. Like, it was shocking. Like, I literally could not call anymore. I was not looking for him anymore. And even when he would call, I had the strength to say no. Like, the strength to say no. Like, oh my god. I could say no. I would tell him, you know what? I'm not going to. I'm done. And he was like, are you serious? How will we be done? And all that. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this. I want to serve God. I want to spend my time with God. I want to know God. And I deserve better. And yeah, she kept reminding me. She kept reminding me, Vicky, you're beautiful. You deserve better. Trust me, when you're in a toxic relationship, you forget that you're beautiful. You feel like you're doing your favorite.
All you do is to please the other person and not yourself.
If I'm to talk about my toxic relationship that I was in, to take a little time, I think we shall talk about it next time. I'll share that in our next YouTube video. But right now, we just want to give glory to God for the 42 days of transformation. And it was amazing. I don't know about you, Sharon, but I just want to tell you that I give God glory that you were there. And it was the right time. You know, when God speaks about the right timing, this was the right time. She was in the right time and the right place and with the right person that needed her presence. You get it? And all that she had learned, all God had prepared in her, all God had put in
Preparation, yes.
all that preparation you've gone through.
Prepares us before He sends us.
You were prepared. You were like Christ after his baptism, you know? Like, she was totally prepared, like, for me.
I'm grateful to God.
Yeah.
And I always try to take that credit, yeah. But anyway, something that I want to encourage someone who's watching right now, I don't know that where you are standing right now with the good or in relationships with other people. But I want to encourage you that you are His vessel. And I've been reminded today again, I think I see someone as well, she said that God loves empty spaces because He wants to fill that space. He doesn't want you to come to Him full, because then He would not have anywhere to pour what He wants to pour into you. So I encourage you just to empty yourself on a daily, and also to spend more time at the feet of Jesus. Let everything just overflow, as you also overflow into other people's lives, because we are just cups that are meant to overflow to our friends, our families, and wherever the good places. So I'm grateful that for you, just everything has been about Victoria. Yeah, but I'm grateful that she said this to my call, and we are here. I hope you have been blessed. We love you, and keep doing everything for His glory, because I believe that we are called for just a very short time on earth. So utilize every day. I always tell my people that you have one life to live, so make it count.
True, that's amazing. I think my advice would be one thing. Is beauty in total surrender. That's what I would say. Because all this time I was doing things by my own will, my own strength, my own power. I was fighting my own battles. As I told you, I fasted to get out of the toxic relationship. I went to the prayer mountain. I prayed about it. I even went to Watoto counseling. I looked for a pastor. I was like, I just want to speak with a pastor. I need to talk to someone. I need to find out. And he met me. He counseled me that it wasn't enough. I would still go back, but I realized I was doing things by my own strength. Yeah, I was not following God's leading. I had not surrendered. God wants us to surrender, just as the prodigal son, when he left and went and wasted his wealth and everything, and he realized that his father existed. He realized that his father was wealthy and could take care of him, and he went back to his father. That's how I went back home. That's how I came back to Christ and realized that only He can. The moment I realized that only He can, my life was transformed. Everything changed, and I'm here today. So I'm a living testimony of total surrender. So yeah, that's what I would encourage us to do. If you're going through any time, anything like what we've been sharing or what we're yet to share in our next videos, if you're going through anything, you're struggling with something, you could be struggling with fornication, you could be struggling with pornography, you could be struggling with drinking, with let's say alcohol, weed, drugs, you could be struggling with any of those things, or like you feel you're falling from God, you've got presence, you're not serving anymore. Anything, trust me, God loves you and He wants you to totally surrender. And we are always here with our brothers, sisters, we did have to share and to have this Q&As with you and just share with you and help out. So you can type in your comments, your questions on our, you can type down there and just ask us different questions, anything you have to say or want to learn or want to find out about our life or something. And God, maybe.
Anything? Are you sure? Anything?
Yeah, anything. Be spirit-led.
Anyway,
Thank you.
I also feel like the people who are being called to change others, but because of your self-esteem, and then because you want to please someone else, my darling, it's not about pleasing this person, it's about pleasing your Jesus and your Lord. So whatever that you do it in a way that it just pleases your God. Don't try to fit in, because if at all I tried to fit in, you wouldn't have been here.
Yeah, shouldn't have helped me at all. Like,
Yes. Yeah.
Your purpose wouldn't have been started.
Yes. So I don't usually love fitting
She was
in.
like a mom, a tough mom. Yes.
But I love it, mom.
And let me tell you something. You know, I literally had that nightmare. I'm going to share about it in my next video. I had the nightmare that I was trying to have her to sleep with my bed because I didn't want to have the nightmare, but I had it. And it's something I'll share with you next time.
About that, but we love you.
Yeah, but God has been amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your time off to watch our channel and to hear from us. Thank you for loving God. That's all we can say. And we want to thank God for your life. We want to thank God for you. And we bless God. We honor Him. And we just want to ask God to lead you, guide you, lead you, and help you